Welcome, sentient beings from all known universes and beyond. It's time to activate your cranial downlinks and prepare to receive a raft of discussion on a cosmic ocean of science fiction and fantasy topics, interviews with local area genre devotees, and insightful prognostication by our soothsayers of science fiction, our forecasters of fantasy, and any other beings that happen to get caught in our gravity well. This is the Galactic Driftwood Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Galactic Driftwood Podcast. I'm Bill.
I'm Linda.
Hey, I'm Seth.
I'm Jenna.
And we got kind of a fun show, I think. We're going to be talking about a couple of things. I had a delivery from a smuggler from Galaxy's Edge, Batu, who brought me a couple of things I've kind of been anxious to get a hold of. So I'm going to
might those be right over your shoulder?
They are kind of right over my, let's see, it would be my left shoulder. I hope
it's our right shoulder.
Are
right.
They the R2D2 looking guys with legs?
Yeah,
They look like R2D2s on Droids is what they look like.
Look at this. They're so cute.
They're so big. They didn't look that big in the distance.
Ooh, there we go.
Careful. There he is.
Aww.
Yeah, so he's got his little ferry pole. So these are supposed to be like the ferry droid that we saw in The Mandalorian that was driving the barge down the lava river. So they've got legs and the body will turn on the legs, pivots, and the arms. Let me pull this pole off of his hand.
Pull that
I feel like Bill is collecting husks for him to start putting his own AI mechanisms in, Seth, to create a true droid army.
You're not wrong.
Secrets out.
All right, let me get in.
I've ruined the surprise for 2023.
Yes.
2023 is the
Surprise robots.
All right, so let me. I'm going to switch it on.
Oh, look, he twists and turns. He's like a twist and turn Barbie.
He does. So he's got arms down here. Let me bring this up to the camera a little bit. So he's got
like lots of arms.
Got lots of arms. So these arms bend all kinds of ways. One over here. Now, these are all manual, these arms. So I'm going to get them kind of down here out of the way. These other arms will move with the controller. And, oops, there we go. All right, so I have to lower him down just a little bit. All right, so his head moved. And then
his batteries are low.
you can
Help.
make like he's running in slow motion like the $6 Million Man.
Help. The human has his hand up my ass. This is a workplace infraction. Call HR.
See, he agrees. Oh wow.
It's cute.
Yeah. So the
body comes with it or what?
no, so you buy the Fairy Droid accessory kit, which comes with the leg parts here that you see here, and then it comes with the two arms. You have to have, and it comes with a head, but you have to have the body already. So the only way you can get the body is by building a droid at Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, so this was a droid you already had,
Yep.
and you just
So
got
this
a bunch of fun
So I
accessories.
had the body already, right? And
Wow.
actually, let me bring the other one over.
I mean, Seth,
There's so
don't-
many
don't-
toys.
Seth, am I not wrong to think, oh, it's a pyramid scheme from Disney or
Bingo.
but it's still shut up and take my money?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I don't think it's a pyramid scheme because that would record. This is just pure capitalism right here.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're fair. It's not a pyramid scheme.
It's
but
a
pure
scheme.
capitalism.
It's a
But-
But
scheme.
shut up and take my money. I don't care.
Yeah,
I
this
know
is-
exactly.
This is Disney going full. Gotta get them all. Collect
Right.
them all.
So the reason I changed out and brought this guy up. So
His
this
head
guy,
doesn't.
same thing. You also get the ferry pole with it in addition to the legs and the arms.
Do they all come with the orange heads?
And they come with this head. They all come with this head, which is red with silver. And then the head also has these little raised things on it. So let me pop the head off.
Not on the podcast, Bill.
So I've just beheaded my droid. So
now can you put a different head on?
This one has a little raised. So there's a raised platform that comes with this head.
Where Bill intends to put his AI program.
Right. And this raised part comes out.
Oh,
like this.
The horror.
So you could put a different head on.
So yeah. So
do you know what? That little R2 part would make a good popcorn bowl.
It would.
No, don't get the butter in the brains.
There's a lot of electronics in there that might be ruined if you
dang
did.
it.
But anyway, you can pop out this little retainer thing. Now, you have the option with this guy of putting this on here and then putting your whatever droid head on top of that.
Good.
Or if you want to, you can just put it on direct. And if you put it on direct, it fits just like any of the other droids. It fits on tight. So you got different options there. So if you pull this out and put it on one of the different heads, like I did with that first droid that has the transparent head, you can switch heads on it. Now, I will tell you that not every one of the droid heads will work. For example,
bastards.
Because that would be too much fun.
This droid head.
So only the R2 ones work?
This droid head you can put on that guy, but you can't put it on with this. So he'll snap on direct, but this guy, hold it up here a little bit. You see he's got like a little, a little lip around here.
Oh yeah.
That little lip prevents this thing from seating in there far enough for that to work. But he will fit on the ferry droid without the extension. He'll sit right on top. Cute. So I think I haven't tried all of my different heads yet, but I know this head doesn't work, and the little round R2 heads do work. So
I wonder if it's only the R2s that work.
The experimentation continues. And then, and then the last little addition
for the listeners. Bill has just been getting stuff out of the background as he pulls droids off his shelf and
look at an army of
gone
droids.
To get another one.
I like his wheel.
Now this guy, let me
look at his little wheel.
Switch him on here. Yeah, thank you. So this guy is a new addition at Galaxy's Edge. And this is C110P, also known as Chopper, and he's one of the droids in the animated series. And so he kind of does the same thing. His legs go back, and
look at his little wheel.
He drives around. He's got kind of a cute little wheel on the front, and
it's rubber, by the way, not plastic. It's a decent wheel.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate that they actually have rubber wheels because one, you've paid for it for the amount of cost, and two, I think kids should be able to take it out in the dirt.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially this guy. He actually, you can't tell here, but he actually looks a little dirty. He's got a little.
He's got a little grime on him.
You can see it.
Oh,
that's cool.
Be cute.
Yeah. So the little arms here are just manually posable, but he drives around. He drives pretty good, actually, with that rubber wheel on the front. So anyway.
More toys.
A couple little toys I got from my smuggler friend that went to Batu for me. So
that can't seem to stay away from Galaxy's Edge.
No, fortunately, luckily for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised that Disney isn't sponsoring this episode.
I mean, they kind of should be. I'm surprised Bill hasn't started a second podcast that's purely the dynamics and hacks of the Disney droids.
Bill's other podcast should be called "Hey, Look at All My Stuff."
Right.
So much stuff, guys.
There's no end. All right. So So anyway, so that's it. That's the latest news I have from Batu, because some of the cool stuff.
The droids are talking at him yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably maybe shut those off.
They're like, I'm tired of him exposing us in public.
Popping my head off in public. All right, so that's that. So I think next we wanted to talk about the new Star Trek season 2 trailer that dropped.
Well,
Or Picard.
just real quick, but before you move on, Ribble, I think you
Yeah.
have to answer the question: is it worth it? The hobby, like, is the value that you're getting and what those things can do
Yeah.
worth it for people who are like, their kids really want it and they're like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
They're still picturing remote toys when we were kids that were
Yeah.
supposed to be the super cool things, and they never worked to the level that was promised. You know what I'm saying?
these work pretty cool, and of
And
course
they're not
each-
quite transformer quality.
each
I
one
guess I'd
comes
say,
with
but
a
not-
remote. This is the remote for the new one that I got. Most of the remotes, when you build
Oh.
one at Galaxy's Edge, it looks like the white with the yellow and red, or white with the red and blue buttons. But the new
That looks like
droid,
Halloween.
yeah, that's the controller for the new droid. But they all have the same functionality. And the nice thing is, the droids, if you have them, they communicate via Bluetooth. So if you have more than one, they will talk to each other and stay active. If you only have one, if you're playing with it, it'll stay active. But if you stop playing with it for I think it's maybe 4 minutes, it goes into standby mode. And then you just have to switch it off and on again to bring it back.
So Jenna, that's Bill's way of saying, yeah, it's worth every penny.
Well, also they do stuff in the park, right?
Yes. So because they have Bluetooth in them, if you build a droid in the park and you carry it around with you, and you can either for free, you will get a cardboard box, special droid carrying box that you can kind of hand carry it around with, or
Not necessarily free, but
for $50, yeah, the box is free, or for $50 you can buy a
Is it free?
backpack that they're designed to sit perfectly in.
you can have
and then-
those. Show them one.
Yeah. Linda,
Mm,
is the backpack any use outside of carrying a droid?
no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be. It's a good sized backpack,
So this is the backpack.
but we don't use it for
Industrial
anything.
automation. And so when you put your droid in it, this little pouch flaps down.
And look, there it
And
is
then he
again.
sits in here and looks out
That's cute.
as you
It's like a
carry him
baby
around.
bag for a droid.
Yes, exactly.
And the nice
Jenna's
thing
like, how
about
can I
that
put my
is-
child in that?
A little bit dressed up as Grogu. Yes.
You need you
Because
need a
she's
little-
gonna have my ears, so she's good on that part.
So as you walk around Galaxy's Edge with your droid sticking out of this bag or in a box, if he's powered on, he will react to different areas of the park differently. So when you buy a droid, you can also, if you wish, purchase a $15 personality chip, of which they have 6.
Seth is still laughing at the capitalism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Everything's
Bill's gotta
extra.
make money.
Bill's falling for this hook, line, and sinker.
everything's extra.
There's
Look
just
how
an exec.
happy. Look how happy it makes him.
I
I
know.
know, but
Very
there's an
happy.
exec over at Disney who's just like, man, it's like shooting fish in a barrel.
He's like cha-ching, cha-ching.
So how much does a droid cost? Just base.
$99.99.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
To make,
Well,
yeah,
that's-
you make it. Yeah.
that's very reasonable.
That's, I
So
thought
then you buy
they'd
these
start at
personality
200.
chips and you stick them in there. So I said they have 6. So there's 2 different personality chips for the Resistance, 2 for the First Order, and 2 smuggler chips. And you can listen to the different sounds they make to decide what personality you want to give your droid. If you don't purchase a personality chip, it will just sound like, if it's an R2 unit, it sounds like R2D2. It makes noises like R2D2. Or if you get the BB model, it sounds like BB8.
That's cute.
But if you get the personality chips, for example, if you stick a smuggler chip in it, or let's say a first order, and you go into the resistance area, the first order droid will make nervous sounds.
Ooh.
And if you have obviously a resistance droid and you're in the first order area, then it makes nervous droid sounds in that area.
Ooh.
Or if you're in the droid depot, the droids are all happy because they're around where they can get parts and all kinds of exciting stuff.
They talk to each other.
And if you get the smuggler droid, he just starts picking people's pockets when no
Right. Now, there's a whole little additional market that's kind of sprung up around this stuff. So you can get stuff like, for example, this device here, which you can either run it off a USB, or it's got a little box here you can put a 9-volt battery in it, which I've done. And then when you plug it in,
Plug it into what?
Act like it'll beacon out as if it's one of the beacons in the Galaxy's Edge in Batuu. So first order, droid depot, Oga's cantina, resistance area. And when you do that, when I plug this in, you'll probably hear Chopper up there go wild, and the other guy that's back there on the floor. So let me get out of the way. Let me plug this in.
Oh, I see. You plug it in there. Oh, got it. Oh, check it out. Now, what's that saying?
Oh, I can see him.
Yeah. So they both went off. So I think it just said Droid Depot.
Yeah.
So now these buttons will let you switch where it's at. So if I push it again.
Oh,
Now I'm in the
first order.
area.
Yeah.
So
They'll be quiet now.
well, so when this thing broadcasts out, when the droid picks up a beacon, it'll respond to it, but then it'll go quiet for 2 minutes, and then it'll look for another beacon again. So it's not constantly going off. So there's the first order. If you hit the button again, Cantina. The Oga's Cantina, right? Hit it again. I think we're probably, Savvy's Lightsaber Workshop. That's
Oh my
different
God.
sound.
And somebody made this?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, it looks like it's maybe 3D printed.
Yeah.
With some
Okay,
custom
so that's the
electronic
Droid
stuff.
Depot.
Well, not custom, but
So this is not a Disney piece of equipment.
This is the resistance area. And there's also, I think, oil bath. Yep. There's the
Oil
oil
bath.
bath.
Oil can.
that's probably just like a Raspberry Pi with a
I think it is.
Bluetooth.
Doc Ondars, that's the first one. Yeah, so it's pretty simple. I mean, you can see I'll try to hold it still here. Oop.
That's pretty flippin' cool.
Yeah. Now, so you can buy this. And
How much is one of those?
it's not too expensive. I don't know. I want to say maybe $30. Or for free, you can also do it for free.
Oh, how do you do that?
The way you do it that way. I sat this on my phone.
You know, we really should have prepared for this better.
I should have, but I didn't realize that I was going to go in this depth into things.
But it's really cool, and I don't know how many other people are doing this. So, and we have, I think, the fan base who wants to know how to get the most out of their droids.
Sure. Okay, so there's an app.
Oh, of course.
You can't
See it
too well.
Just
What's
tell
it-
us what the app is called.
It's called N as in Nancy, RF Connect, NRF Connect. And what you can do is it allows you to broadcast out. Let's see if I can get it close enough here. It'll sense.
Oh, yeah. Connect.
Yeah, we
Right.
can see
Droid,
that.
droid.
So those are the droids that it's picking up that are broadcasting.
Oh,
And
gee, how many you got there, Bill?
I have a few.
Linda's like, what droid is this? I don't remember buying this droid.
Wait
what's
a minute.
What's that yellow one?
Yeah. And then let's see where I go here.
There's just going to be a point where we'll be doing the podcast and we'll see in the background of Linda or Bill, like droids just moving around, like eating shit and going about their business.
Oh, if only I could
what
get one of
you
them to
can
clean my
do
house.
Is with that app and your phone, you can do the same thing that this $30 piece of stuff does. The app is free to download.
Oh.
And what you can do is you can go in and program Bluetooth beacons for each of those areas. And there's information you can get on the internet, what the Bluetooth codes are. And
there you go.
so then you just pull up your cell phone. And I actually, last time we went to Batu, took an Android phone with me because it actually works a little better on Android. And I
Shocker.
programmed in a lot of the codes. So as I was walking around, like the resistance area, I could broadcast out the first order code. And so I was making the droids do different things than what, they might have normally
People
done.
expected.
Yes. But
Yeah.
Bill's just there
and then he
making
was-
people think their droids are broken.
And then he was arrested and taken to Disney jail.
right. So anyway, but it's kind of fun. You can get them to do stuff. So if you only have a single droid, you can
Get
download
more.
the free app and you can make it make noise all day long if you want. It'll just sit there and every, 2 to 4 minutes, it'll come alive and move its head and make noises and have fun. Or you can use the controller, do the same thing. Controller will let you drive it around. There's also
Harass your cats.
Disney's actually come out with a
Dogs.
special app. You hear it booting up here, which allows you to go in and do fun things with the droids. And you can program movements and get them to dance and all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of fun.
And I just want to remind our audience that Bill does all this and he's not even retired.
Right.
I don't know when Linda gets to see him.
I just
Always-
want to remind our audience that Bill does all this and he's not even 10 years old.
I probably cannot even come close to giving you an accurate number for the number of times that Linda at 5:30 has yelled down the basement stairs. Are you ever coming up? Are you still working?
Oh my God.
Are you still playing with your droids?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So anyway, yeah.
Speaking of our other favorite space universe, since you've obviously given this awesome summary of what's going on new with Star Wars that we can get, what's going on in Star Trek?
Ooh, well, I'm glad you
Picard
asked.
season 2.
Season
Picard
2 of
season
Picard. The latest trailer has dropped, and we also now have a premiere date, March 3rd, I think. Yes, there it is.
And we know what
Streaming
it's gonna
March
be
3rd,
about.
only on Paramount Plus. But the trailer's dropped, and the trailer has a lot of tantalizing stuff in it. In the first part of the trailer, we see Guinan, which we haven't seen in 20 years. And funny enough, Guinan is running her own bar, and you can see a street sign as Picard's walking up to the bar. It's located on 10 Forward Avenue.
Oh, awesome.
I caught that. Before we see Guinan, though, don't we see Q?
We do see Q. I can't remember for sure where he comes into the thing. I wasn't sure if it was then or later, but we do see Q, so we know Q's in it. And there appears to be time travel in it because we see them. It looks like they're doing the old loop around the sun thing to slingshot themselves back in time, similar to the way Kirk and them have done it in the past.
With time travel being so easy in the Star Trek universe, I really wonder why people just aren't doing that all the time.
All the time.
Right.
I know they've got like a
you need
time
a starship capable of, a very high warp. And if you recall, when Kirk did it in the Enterprise, it almost destroyed the ship.
Kirk didn't do it in the Enterprise.
Yes, he did.
Oh wait, yeah, he did it once in the show, right?
Yep.
But the other time they did it in a POS Klingon bird of prey.
Yes.
POS.
Right.
And that was 200 years before Picard. So come on. By now, every kid's first spaceship has got to be able to do it.
Travel back in time. Well, then you run afoul of the temporal accords, and the Starfleet time police will come for you.
Oh, come on. Like, that's not gonna stop the Romulans.
No, right.
That's not gonna stop Captain Kirk's great grandkid who's drunk and on his own for the first time.
Well, I'm assuming that knowledge is like secret, like the way they kept the the formula for making nuclear weapons secret here today, although everybody kind of knows how to do it now.
Yeah, exactly. Although everybody pretty much knows how to do it. It's like when your history is hey, remember that one time 200 years ago that the giant flying or the giant spaceship came and tried to destroy Earth, only Kirk came back with a couple whales and now we're all friends?
Right.
That's part of the history. Probably one of your students' first questions is going to be, how did he do the time travel?
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot, and you have to hope that whatever they're going to do, it's just done well, because I always get a little scared when they bring in Q, because he's such a god. He's power. What is, it was one of John's favorite word, MacGuffin.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
But I am intrigued that it looks like they're bringing back the Borg Queen, who from the movie First Contact. Was it First Contact?
Yes.
So and it looks like it's the same actress who she did a really good job.
So I'm wondering, it looks like Q's doing something to screw with the time. So the reason I don't mind Q is because he's not on their side. He's an antagonist. He's not a source of power for them to fix problems. Yeah. He's always causing the one causing the problems.
Right. And it looks like he's the one. So we see a point where he's talking to Picard and he says, "Welcome to the road not taken." And so presumably there was something that happened in the past where maybe Picard or maybe even another character went one way and it brought about the Star Trek that we're familiar with. And for some reason now we're going to see what would have happened had it gone the other way. The thing that we know that's different about this is that we do see 7 of 9 at one point with no Borg implants. We also see a scene with Picard where he's in his chateau, I think, and he's looking at a framed picture over the fireplace of the Enterprise. Looks possibly like his Enterprise, except it's different. It's a different configuration, and it looks like it's in a heated battle with the Borg. And my thought is that if you had been assimilated and traumatized by the Borg, you would not have a picture of your ship in a battle with the Borg to remind you of that event. You'd have something more calming. So perhaps that was an event that he didn't get assimilated, and somehow they defeated the Borg, and it changed the timeline enough that 7 of 9 had never been assimilated. We don't know. We do see in different parts of the trailer, or at least one other part of the trailer, what looks to be an ex-Borg. So that's the picture from the first season. So that's not the Enterprise picture I'm referring to. But we do see what appears to be ex-Borg in another part of the show. We do see the Borg Queen. We also see the ship La Sirena, which Picard's on now. Looks a little different. In season 1, it's black with a lot of red designs, graphics on it, and in this one, it looks kind of gray and almost like it's armored. Maybe they've got some sort of armoring coating on it now. I don't know.
Well, how do you resist the Borg without data, though? That's what kind of.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
That's a good question. And we do see at one point La Sirena is being chased by 3 Federation starships and being shot upon. my assumption is that those Federation starships are trying to prevent them from doing the time travel thing because they know what they're up to. They're going to go back and change something because something got changed in the past, which has made the Federation we know no longer exist. And the Earth, it's made the Earth different because there are some scenes of the Earth from orbit, and you see this honeycomb grid over the planet, which looks to me like some sort of a deflector array or something to protect the planet, and that maybe Earth has gone sort of isolationist. Yep, there's the picture, Linda. So you can see that ship looks a lot different than the Enterprise we're familiar with. And you can see it's in a heated battle there with what appears to be Borg cubes on either side. So maybe that's prompted the Earth to go isolationist and maybe erect a big shield to protect themselves. I don't know. But it's very intriguing.
Yeah, whatever happens, we know they go back to 2024, or for them back to 2024. For us, oh God, what's going to happen in 2024? And can they take me back with them when they go?
Yes, right.
That's when Bill releases his droid army.
Yes. Yep, there's Picard. I think maybe that's him beaming down in the 2024 must be.
I like how
walks by and be like, Professor X.
Right. I like how whenever the Star Trek or any of the series go back in time, the first thing you see is graffiti. Do we have that much graffiti around?
Yes.
I guess we do.
I think we do. There's also some scenes that look like they take place in our time frame, 2024, with what must be, if that's the case, a distant ancestor of Noonien Sung, because it looks like Data, but he's got kind of a beard. He's wearing 21st century clothing, and Q's talking to him, and he offers him something that looks like a pill filled with some sort of blue fluid or something. And he looks
having
like
flashbacks to college.
yeah. He looks almost demented in one of the scenes where they show him, and he looks angry in the scene where he's with maybe not angry as such, but disgruntled, I would say, or maybe just angry with life in general in the 21st century, this distant ancestor. And so it's not really clear what Q's offering him or what that does, but that's kind of an interesting piece of it too. And that scene, I think, where Linda just showed the scenes where we see the Borg Queen, she's actually on La Serena. So
yikes.
It looks like she gets taken back in time as well. And I'm not sure what that's all about. We see her crawling around behind some cargo cases in one scene of the film. So I'm assuming she's stowed away on board, but what her plans are, I don't know.
Get back together with Picard.
Yeah, right.
Make that work.
Yeah.
No, she hooked up with Data. Go on.
But she wanted Picard.
That's right. Picard was going to give himself if she'd let Data go. Right.
It's been a while since I've watched First Contact.
I know. And that was a good one.
It was a good one.
Well, Bill, to your thing, that doesn't have to be an ancestor of Sung. That could be the android kind of duplicate that was at the android colony, because they looked exactly like Data and kind of exactly like that with the beard and everything.
The android. Oh, you're talking about from season 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be him.
It could be. It just looks to me like it's not him, but I suppose we'll see. I mean, anything's possible. They could.
Was this in the
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. I just found this.
That's not anywhere.
That maybe just
That's
someone's making
probably-
a joke
that-
about him having taken over Picard's Professor X role, taking over.
I know. I was going to say, isn't this the same guy?
Hey, Linda, you might want to check your volume. You're really hot. You're over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's that. One thing we don't see, we see a little bit of Elnor running, being chased through, looks like maybe the city of Hong Kong at some point. And then later we see him on La Sirena in a biobed with Raffi kind of crying over him.
Uh-oh.
And so I'm not sure what's going on there. And the other thing that was interesting is that we did not see much, if anything, of Soji in the trailer. Now, she is listed as being part of this season, so I wonder if something's going on there where they can't really show anything without giving too much away. Makes me wonder. So we've got just over a month, and my excitement is through the roof on this.
I can tell.
Who didn't you see in this trailer who you wanted to see?
I would have liked to have seen Geordi.
I was thinking the same thing. I want to see Geordi back.
I want to see Geordi. Is there anybody else?
Worf. We haven't seen Worf.
True. Worf would be a good one to see.
I really want to know what's going on with Worf. Come on.
Right. I think he went back to the Klingon Empire, didn't he?
Yeah. Is he running things now? That would be awesome.
Yeah. Right.
I want to
Emperor
see
Worf.
him with his own like guild or school of warriors or something like that.
They would be awesome. which makes me instantly think of Elnor and his clan that he's in, the where they practice absolute candor. But I love his little tagline, when he runs into a foe and he says, please choose to live.
That's that's a badass line. Please choose to live.
I needed that line. Thank you.
Yeah. The only thing that would be
I can just see you telling that to somebody just like straight faced.
Please.
But I also know Kana would never warn someone like that.
I mean, her new friends have been teaching her more patience.
Have they?
This is from your D&D game, I take it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. To give context for our audience, my character,
Nice.
my rogue shifter,
Nice.
who's impulsive.
I think the only thing that would have make Elnor's line better is after he beheads the foe, he turns to the camera and he says, he chose poorly.
That's crossing the streams, Bill.
I know.
That's breaking the fourth wall. That's referencing another property.
Right. But it would be awesome.
He chose poorly.
So I'm super looking forward to that. And beyond that, in May, very exciting, Star Trek Strange New Worlds comes out.
Ooh.
Now, for those of you that maybe were encased in a concrete box for the past 2 years, Star Trek.
That's all of us, Bill. That's all of us.
True. Valid point. Star Trek Strange New Worlds follows the exploits of Captain Christopher Pike, one of the original captains of before Kirk of the Enterprise, along with Spock and Number One. And this is going to be kind of a different series. It's more of a throwback to the original series in that each episode is going to be sort of a standalone episode.
Like the original. Yeah.
Right. Now there may be an overarching theme for the season, but each episode is going to be a standalone episode.
Good.
So that'll be kind of cool. Very much looking forward to that and seeing the Enterprise back in the saddle again, running the screen. So that's coming in May. So a lot of exciting Star Trek stuff happening.
Yay!
I
Bill's gonna get his
repeat
fix.
I still repeat my long-standing, why can't they do something that doesn't have Spock and Kirk and the Enterprise isn't in it? Do
Right.
something new.
That's Discovery.
Well, I mean, they do a lot of new stuff. Star Trek Discovery was really new.
Well, that's Discovery now. Discovery started off as another one of those prequel to the shows we already know thing, where they didn't respect the timeline and didn't had the stupid Klingons and Spock was there too.
Yeah, but they did fix that, fortunately.
Yeah, now they're doing something new with it, and I need to give it another shot and see what it's like in the future.
It's pretty good. I like where they're at now and what they're doing with it in the future. It's pretty exciting. They're on a little bit of a mid-season hiatus right now. I think they start up this month, February. So start back up. There's some
Discovery, and there's a whole new season of Lower Decks that I want to catch.
Yep. There's also Star Trek Prodigy, which is out, which is actually pretty good.
Yeah. So what's the deal with Prodigy?
For a cartoon.
Yeah, it is. But I do like the animation in that quite a bit. Much more than I like the animation in Lower Decks, for example, as a more realistic style of animation, I think, that appeals to me better.
Yeah, it's hard to describe.
Yeah. So in Star Trek Prodigy, we're basically introduced to a cast of alien characters that are kind of enslaved on this planet where they're forced to mine this valuable mineral. But part of the mining work is also the search for something, which the slaves don't really know what it is, but when they come to find out, it's a lost Federation starship. And so anyway, they find the starship without this evil guy that's running the mining operation knowing, and they figure out a way to get it working again, and they end up stealing the starship and escaping. So the starship is now run by, and it's basically more or less mostly teens or adolescents, I guess, and sort of shepherded by a hologram of Captain Catherine Janeway.
Yeah, I was going to ask how Janeway got there.
Yeah, so she's like a hologram, a training hologram on the ship. The ship is, I guess, was designed as sort of a training ship, but then it got modified to test some new sun that basically has a sun on the verge of collapse in its hold somewhere. It's being
the energy generation.
Yeah. And so it can go to like, I think it's like almost warp 10, where it can be almost anywhere at any time instantly. So it's being chased by one point where they figure out what this sun thing is, what all this energy is being used for on the ship. It's the containment field for this sun that's in a state of collapse. And so once they tap into that energy, the ship just shoots across a quadrant in a heartbeat. And so it's kind of fun. They're exploring a bunch of new different worlds and learning about the Federation. And I think we're not caught up with all the episodes yet, but I think in one of the current episodes, they get Star Trek uniforms. And I know they were talking previously about going to find the Federation for help. And so maybe they did that. One of the last episodes that was pretty cool, which was kind of unique in a Star Trek series, is that the guy there. So you see that big rock creature on the right of the screen, and then there's a blob that's, what's his name, Murph, I think, or Smurf, something.
I want it. It's adorable.
Yeah, and he basically just eats everything. And then the kid to the next is kind of like the main character of the show, the quote captain of the ship, I guess. And so in the last episode we saw, he had found out about this scenario to test your ability as a captain. And so he wanted to complete this test.
Kobayashi Maru.
Yeah, so he wanted to complete this test to prove that he was worthy of being the captain of the ship, because some of the other kids or crew on the ship were questioning if he should really be the captain or not. And so he chose the Kobayashi Maru, which is he didn't realize is a no-win situation.
Scenario.
Right. So he attempts it like 200 times and continuously fails it before finding out that, it's just a test to see everybody, to make you realize that there's a point at which you're going to face a no-win situation. And it's not about can you get out of it, but how you deal with the fact that it is a no-win situation. And once he figures that out, then it kind of changes his perspective on things. But the cool thing about it was when he's doing the Kobayashi Maru, he gets to pick his crew, a bridge crew, to help him. And so he ends up getting Odo, Lieutenant Uhura, Spock,
yeah,
Scotty,
Dr. Crusher.
Dr. Crusher. Anyway, it's one character from every one of the series.
That's cool.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
That is cool, but I don't know how I feel about them doing characters with some of the people who've died, though.
Yeah. And what they did is it came across really well. And they took, so there you see Crusher and Spock and the captain kid sitting there. And then you don't see Scotty, but he's in the back near the engineering screen.
Is it young Scotty or older Scotty?
No, it's like, Scotty from the movies.
Okay.
Old Scotty.
Yeah. And
it would be great to have Simon Pegg voicing the new Scotty.
Right.
Over there.
But not the really old Scotty. But and then Odo, and I can't remember who else was in one of the command seats.
Uhura.
Right.
Hold on.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And they took clips like for Uhura and some of and Spock, they took clips from other shows and used those to voice
for their voices. It was really good the way they did it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That is
good. I miss Renee Aberjonis.
Yeah, I know. He was a good character. So anyway, so lots of fun Star Trek stuff going on. The Star Trek universe is expanding substantially. So
really quick, when does Prodigy happen?
I believe it's a few years after the time of Voyager, obviously, because Janeway is back enough that they can make a hologram out of her for training cadets and stuff.
But they just find a Federation starship somewhere.
Yep, and we don't know why. And it's a smaller starship. It's called the USS Protostar, and that's it. It's got this Protostar in it that's in the verge of forming, and that's where they're getting the energy from for it. So supposedly we saw a little bit. Oh, I know. I remember now. There was a little bit of a clip, and part of this is in a database that's been marked confidential and top secret on board the ship that they hadn't been able to fully access yet. But they did see a few clips from it, and apparently Chakotay was the captain of the Protostar, and he had been sent on a mission to test this new ship, and for some reason they had to abandon ship, and the ship was lost. So that's pretty much what we know at this point. So,
what if it's in the Discovery time period, though?
Yeah, it's not that far in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sometime not far after Voyager gets back to Earth, as I understand it at this point. So, but that could change as we learn more. All right. Well, I don't know how long we've been going here. I think we've about reached our limit.
Yeah.
On gabbing. Shall we wrap it up with a question?
Okay.
Which Star Trek episode are you guys looking forward to, or series are you guys looking forward to the most? The resumption of Star Trek Discovery, the premiere of Star Trek Picard Season 2, or the premiere of Star Trek Strange New World Season 1? Or are you really enamored with Lower Decks or Star Trek Prodigy? Let us know what your favorite is, or even if it's one of the classic series that we all know and love. Let us know that too.
Well,
Strange New World. Yes.
Are we answering that?
Yeah, let's answer that,
did.
Seth.
I just did.
I mean, I'm all about Picard Season 2, but also Lower Decks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Jenna,
Lower
what would you say?
Decks.
Lower
because
Deck.
I need the lulls right now.
Did you
All
see
right.
the first season, Jenna?
It's fun. It's
Nice.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It gets better. I think it gets better. Because at first I was like, oh God, really? But then I was marathoning it and it got better and better all the time. And I'm laughing my head off. It's awesome.
You guys finished out the season?
I haven't yet.
Oh, see, one of my favorite bits was where Q had a cameo and he's just like following them around. Do you want to take a test? Do you want to test humanity? And they're like, no, go away, Q.
We don't have time for this.
That's awesome.
God,
Yeah,
we're busy now.
I think I'm mostly looking forward to the return of Star Trek Picard Season 2.
Mhm.
And right up there with that, though, would be Star Trek Strange New Worlds. So, yeah. All right. Well, cool. Well, let us know what you guys think. And we'll address that as the comments come flowing in. So, Jenna, any follow-up thoughts?
Good time. Good space times. All to come.
Right. All right, folks. Well, take care. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Galactic Driftwood Podcast. For more information and past episodes, please visit our website at galacticdriftwood.space or subscribe to us on YouTube. And now, please deactivate your cranial downlinks, collect your towels, and be sure to watch your step as you exit our gravity well.